Welcome to Module 3, where we're going to learn how to find print books and multimedia materials, physical items, not online on the web. Most of you are taking this course self-paced online, but if you are here in El Paso, I want you to know that you have access to all 5 campus libraries. So if you go to epcc.edu services libraries, and scroll down, you have access to all these 5 campus libraries. Mission del Paso Library on the far east El Paso, Northwest Campus Library, where I'm located in the far west El Paso, Rio Grande Campus Library in the downtown area, Transmountain Library in the northeast area, Valle Verde Library by the Cielo Vista area. So we have something called EBSCO Discovery Service. In the previous modules, I got you how to get to your library research guide to find your specific resources. We have a link to the EBSCO Discovery Service on that library guide, but you can also use it from here from the main page. I'm going to go to the library research guide to just remind you how to get there. So we go to library research guides, and then we type SMACR, and we go into her LibGuide. So if we go under books, here is where you can find different links to find books and different options. So again, if you are located in El Paso, you can use the EBSCO Discovery Services to see what our campus libraries have available. You can also use WorldCat, or you can use a texture application, which will give you benefits in any Texas library, whether it's public or academic. It's an interinstitutional agreement that if you pick up this card here, if you're traveling over the weekend to Dallas or Austin and want to use our library, then you will be able to. It would also be good at UTEP, at the University of Texas at El Paso, if you want to use their databases or check out a book there. Any other El Paso area libraries information will be under this link. And on our previous module, we went through Google Scholar, and I show you that you can find books, but didn't show you how to use it. So we were going to learn that in this specific module. So we're going to click in here, and we're going to type Gilded Age to use our EBSCO Discovery. And EBSCO Discovery will give you more. Oh, sorry, there was a typo, so we're going to fix it. Gilded Age. So EBSCO Discovery will give you more than books, and it will give you electronic books and print books. So it's also available on the web if you don't want to go to a physical library. This first one, I really like it because it's a research starter. It's an encyclopedia article that will give you background information on your topic, specifically on Gilded Age, and it will help you find additional key terms related to that time period. So it was a period of the U.S. history from the end of the Civil War to the early 2 decades of the 20th century. So the name given, this area comes from 1873, satirical novel by Mark Twain and Charles Dudley. So that's how they came, the Gilded Age, Tale of Today. That's how they came with the name of this time period. So you can read more, see if there's other key figures from this time period. There's like an overview, what happened during that time. Here's name, George and Edith Vanderbilt, for example, constructed the Biltmore, Nashville, North Carolina. So there's things here. Eventually, organizers began to form labor unions. So that could be a great topic to research about this time here, labor unions, how they were back in the day during the Gilded Age compared to today. So labor unions could be one of your subtopics that you can start adding to your search. In the module 1, we talk about Boolean operators and search strategy. I show you a form where you can break down your search strategy into different terms and alternative keywords. So in the main bubble, we can have labor unions, and then we can have additional Gilded Age, and then on the bottom bubbles, we can have labor unions. Again, time period and context is important. It's not the same labor unions back in the 1800s of this time period as compared to today. So it's important that you have your context, your year when these things happen, things like that. Okay. Another thing that it's relevant to this same period, technology and engineering strongly influence the growth of the nation and economy. Engineers created amazing bridges and canals, elevators powered by electricity allowed buildings to be constructed to new heights. So that's something relevant to the same period. So again, you can talk about labor unions, you can talk about technology and engineering, or maybe a key figure person, or why was it named Gilded Age, if you want to connect it to the literature. So there's different topics that can come out of this, and just by skimming through this background article. If you want to cite this article, you would scroll up, and then where it says cite, that's where you're going to click, and it will give you APA, Chicago, and MLA format. Again, if you want to use the Noodle tools that we're going to cover that we cover in another module on how to cite, you can then export and select Noodle tools at the bottom. It's a direct export. Okay. If you want to copy paste the link on this article, please do not use this link. It's a temporary link. You have something called permalink. This is a link that you can copy and paste to come up later. But always when you're doing research, have a way to trace it back, whether you save it onto your computer, you email it to yourself, you create a citation, or copy the permalink. Why? How many times have you gone through the web and start searching and click here, there, close the screen, and before you know, you lost that information. You follow the exact same steps, same keywords. Sometimes you're not as lucky, you cannot find the same item, even when you're purchasing something, not doing library research. So highly recommend that you have a way to trace back this specific article. So make sure that you save it, cite it, export it, or at the very minimum, save the permalink. I'm gonna go back to my results. So that's considered an encyclopedia article, even though it's online. It's considered like a book, a reference book. So it's still there for you. If you want to limit yourself just to books, you have the way, if you click here, ebooks, that will give you electronic books. And you can just scroll down and find one that it's full text. And now we have additional keywords aside from Gilded Age. This book was relevant already. We know it's something about the Gilded Age. It's on the title and everything. Another way you can search within a book, we don't expect you to read the book from page 1 to page 300 or how many pages it has. So you can kind of skim or browse through the table of contents if it has an index. Even print books have an index. It's a great way to find additional keywords. If you skim through here, you can go and browse and see if there's anything else. So we were talking about technology. Let's see if they have something there on technology. Okay. Oh, a few pages. Probably I went too far. Let's scroll down in here. And let's see. Terminology, technology. There's something indigenous people taught us, and it tells you the page. That's a lot of clicking and moving pages. So I'm going to show you a better way to do it. So just wanted to show you how you can do it if you want to go page by page, or if you already have a keyword, you can go here where it says search within, and you can just type technology. And it found 5 terms, and it tells you the exact page, and you click there and it magically takes you there, highlights the term. So those are things that you can just do there. If you want to focus on labor unions, then labor unions. The one thing with labor unions I'm going to recommend, we mentioned the Boolean operators, the quotes. You can see it's finding labor and unions separately. We want it as a term, so labor union. I'm going to put it in quotes. It found 43 relevant terms. So nothing as labor union. So that's what I wanted instead of separate. So you can try both with the quotes and without the quotes to see what happens. You have the same tools that we had in the previous page, but you have them on the top of the page. And I go back to my results and remove the ebooks limiter or filter. I'm going to scroll down. I mentioned that you can visit physically one of our EPCC libraries. So I'm going to click on library location. If you're, let's say you're close to Mission Del Paso or to Northwest, you just select the one that you live close by, and it'll retrieve the items that are available at that specific campus, and it'll give you a call number, which is the Library of Congress. Our collections are arranged by subject, so you can just go there and find that specific book. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the LibGuide, and now we're gonna go into Google Books. So I'm gonna put Gilded Age in quotes and labor unions. And those are the books that have my keywords. You can click on it. Like I mentioned before, it might just be a preview of the book. It might not be the full text. You have to kind of go through the pages, and it'll tell you if it's skipping any pages. You can also search within the book and click labor unions in here, and it says no results. I'm going to do, let's say, technology now, because I know it's about Gilded Age, so I don't want to use that. No results. Okay, let's do just Gilded Age and see what happens. It'll tell you the exact pages, but we already knew this is about Gilded Age. But again, if you had any other terms, you can start typing in. So for my topics, it might not be a good book. So see, I didn't have to read the entire book or flip over hundreds of pages. I know my terms are not in here. So you can just move on, go back and find another book. And there's plenty of them. If you, let's say this one had your, oh, this is the one for Mark Twain, actually. The one that's why it doesn't have anything, because that's the one the name came from. So it's a little before kind of like the time period. So let's look for another one. This one. And let's say this one did have my terms and I want to cite it. So you can create a citation and it gives you the APA, MLA, and Chicago formats in here. Okay. I hope you learned something and how to find books. Again, my name is Lorelia Ambris, and on the LibGuide, you have my contact information if you have any questions. And we're moving into the next module. Okay, thank you so much.